What's up, guys? It's the Four Horsemen Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Josh Romine. With me tonight, I have Joshua Van Cleve. How are you, Joshua?
I am good. I am glad to be back on.
Well, we're glad to have you, buddy. We also have Alex Devaney Stoner. How are you, Alex?
I'm doing splendid. I'm ready for some football.
Y'all, you only got a day left, so tomorrow is when it all starts. We are short Brent Walker tonight. He is spending that big money on cruises and drinking and having a great time in Mexico or wherever the heck he is now. I don't know, but
Cozumel is what I think where they were today.
He's definitely living the good life.
Heading right for the eye of the storm.
Yeah, I know. I was kind of wondering about that. I was like, are they going to get hit by a hurricane?
Let's hope not. I think
I don't want them to die. I'm just saying.
I just want the cruise ship to get hit by a hurricane. That's essentially what I heard you say. He's not going to be pleased if he gets to hear this.
Oh, gosh. Oh, man. I should have said this.
So, anyway, this episode is our last one before the season has begun. So, we're not going to be talking drafts anymore. By the time this airs, the Thursday night game will have already been played. So, if you needed information, you should have got it weeks ago. We are instead going to just talk about a few news items that popped up in the last couple days, and the last half of the show is just going to be fun, talking some start-sits questions and a few trade questions that people had been asking on Twitter that I saw, not to us. So how you can send to us, though, is get on Twitter and follow us, 4 Horsemen Pod, the number 4 Horsemen Pod. And also you can send us emails, the number 4 Horsemen Pod at gmail.com. I'm still on there on the regular. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this news. The first one just came down not that long ago. The Zeke suspension upheld. The 6 games was upheld. I think he filed I don't know what it is, like a restraining order or something against it that could keep him playing. He's going to play week 1, though. It's basically a done deal. He's playing week 1, and then the suspension should start if nothing changes. So he would miss weeks, 2 through whenever he comes back, 6 games. He's got a bye weekend there. I know, Alex, that you've been kind of an advocate of him just taking the suspension and going. What do you think about this whole thing?
I mean, to be completely honest, like, you can drag this out as long as you want, but the fact is that at some point in time, he's going to have to serve these games. Now, whether it's 6 games, whether it's 4 games, I really don't care. The fact is that he's hurting his team, and he's kind of creating a sideshow. And when that kind of stuff happens, I don't know. He's not Tom Brady. Like, Tom Brady, you can look at and it's like, okay, he's always been a team player, so you know that everybody's going to be behind him. But the thing is that with Zeke, he's a young player that was getting in trouble for stupid stuff. It wasn't, did he deflate a ball or something like that? It was, him doing stupid stuff out in the real world. And that's the problem, is that he's basically complaining that he's getting in trouble for doing stupid things. And it's like, no, you screwed you and your team. Take the hit. Be a man about it. I don't know.
Yeah, and, I feel like this conversation's kind of just been played. Like, we've been talking about it all season, so I really just wanted to touch on it real quick. I don't think much has changed as far as what you're going to do with him. You're going to start him week 1 now, and honestly, I think that you're hoping that he just serves a suspension, whether it's 4 games, 6 games, 3 games, whatever it is, gets out of the way so you can move on. And if you got him in the 3rd round or late 2nd, I still think that it's good. I still think that you did a good job. And playing him week 1, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out, but it can't hurt having him, even though it's not, maybe an ideal matchup. Giants game should be a shootout. You would think, right?
Yeah, you'd think, yeah.
All right, next piece of news, another suspension that we didn't really see coming. There wasn't a lot of talk about. It was really quiet. Willie Snead has been suspended for the first 3 games of the season, and I didn't even know that he was suspended 4 games already. Went through an appeal process, and it came down that it got reduced from 4 games to 3 games. Joshua, what do you think about this Willie Snead news? Does it tarnish the young fella?
I think he not much stock was not people had much stock in Willie Snead, especially in the drafts. He was going later in the round because Michael Thomas hype. I think that it hurts Michael Thomas a little bit because now Michael Thomas is going to be the number one because without Brandon Cooks there, without Willie Snead,
Ted
I think it
Ginn.
kind of hurts his value.
I was gonna say
Teddy Ginn.
if Ted Ginn is on your guys' waivers, like I would go ahead and pick him up. 3 weeks of Ted Ginn
I think
could be great.
I think it raises his value. I just think it hurts Michael Thomas a little bit because they may be double teaming Michael Thomas, but that may leave then Ted Ginn open. So that I know Fleener's not much of a value, and I've never been high on him, but that could raise him up a little bit. That maybe, but yeah. So that hurts. I think it really drops and really hurts Willie Snead's draft stock. If I know we said we have drafted him, but I think. Going forward, I think that it's going to hurt him. You may be able to pick him up later on in the year, but as of right now, I think he's.
What I was going to say is, would you maybe target him in the draft that you're sitting pretty good on wide receivers? Maybe try to look and lowball an owner that has kind of put himself in a situation where he's looking for starters for the first few weeks, and you can get him on your team. I talked about it last week. Like I like Willie Snead this year. I think that in that offense. He is going to be good. He is going to see, the ball a lot. He's going to see a large target share. Drew Brees spreads the ball around, so if he latches on to Ted Ginn, maybe that can kind of fall off a little bit now, but I don't really see that happening. I think that he's still going to be a great value once he comes back.
I don't think a whole lot, really changed even with Cooks leaving because you basically kind of have the same type of player with Ginn, just cheaper. So right. I think that their team dynamic stays the same. Now with Snead out, I think that you're going to see, some other players kind of stepping into that role, maybe even Fleener trying to become something more than the pile of garbage that he's been. But, once he comes back, I think that Snead is going to be basically the exact same player he was last year. So as long as, he doesn't get hurt or anything like that, I would assume that you can expect the same kind of numbers that you got last year, this year, because nothing really changed, even with Cooks leaving.
Sure. All right. Next piece of news, kind of a surprise cut. Jonathan Williams cut by the Buffalo Bills. It caught me off guard. I didn't expect it. He was kind of their clear, one of the clear handcuffs this year as far as, running back committees went. If you had LaShawn McCoy, you wanted Jonathan Williams. How surprised were you, Alex, by that move that the Bills made?
I was shocked, and it seems like everybody else was shocked. Yeah. And the more I keep reading it, like a lot of it is just this giant question: what is wrong with him? Right. What did he do? What's coming down the pipe that we don't know? Because why would you cut a guy that you've already got on your team for dirt cheap? That's your backup. That's obviously your backup. That has been your backup, all preseason. For a guy that is getting older, is injury risk a little bit. It makes no sense unless there's an issue, and there has to be. And the fact that he cleared waivers. Now he did end up getting picked up and put on a practice squad, but this guy was next in line on a team where in a year, maybe 2 years at the most, he could have been a starter. I'm completely thrown off by this, and I want to know what's going on.
Yeah, you don't think that maybe the Bills love Mike Tolbert?
No.
Yeah.
No.
No. It was kind of a joke. Like thought you guys would laugh, but
I don't know, because it kind of starts to feel like the Bills are a little cursed on the backup role here. 2 years ago they had a young Carlos Williams. He looked amazing, was getting touchdowns, was good. Even he was a decent fantasy player, even with McCoy in there. And then when he had his shot, did really well. Mm-hmm. And then he gets in trouble. Then he gets cut. Then he's on a practice squad. And then you have the next guy up who was drafted last year, ready to go. Here he comes, and he's gone too. And now is on a practice squad. Like, what? I don't know. Like, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Yeah, because the other piece of news I didn't really talk about is that he has been picked up and signed by the Denver Broncos and put on their practice squad. So he didn't last long out there. He got picked up by a team. So,
but the fact that a quality backup that
Mhm.
honestly had shown a possibility of becoming a starter, making it through all the 31 other teams is weird.
Yeah. His rookie year, though, they were talking about how much he wasn't, was underperforming. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, well, this, I mean, I don't know. What do you think, VC?
It's very, very curious, and it's very telling of the NFL and where players actually stand. It scares me to pick him up now because why would an NFL team? There's plenty of teams that need a running back or at least a decent backup running back.
Baltimore.
It's so there's something else going on. So there may be an injury that we're not knowing. Maybe it was off-field incident, but I have a feeling it's more injury than anything because the Bills all of a sudden drop him and then clears waivers, or unless that just spooked the NFL teams. Like, why would they drop him like that? So he just cleared.
I don't know.
I don't know. That just seems like a bad news for the agent. Like, I don't know. I would say steer clear of him unless you see some signs of him actually signing to the actual team, not the practice squad.
Yeah, because honestly,
but I feel like there's a lot of.
I was just gonna say he was kind of one of those players that in dynasty drafts, like people were looking at because I mean, LeSean McCoy turns 29 this year, so I mean, we're looking at a guy that could be a Sorry, Vic.
Sorry.
There's a little bit of a delay on you.
Sorry.
So I keep talking over you. So
technical difficulties. It's something to get used to here over here. I was just gonna say
you lost it?
I would be very cautious. I lost it now.
Way to go, Alex.
I'm sorry.
Everything up.
I start talking and I get too excited.
You
sorry.
Excited?
It's my fault. Yeah, I know. I'm very excitable.
A little bit.
People were excited because, if LeSean McCoy get down, Jonathan Williams is the guy because, they knew that he can be the backup. They knew he can run well, and so everybody was excited. Like, hey, target this guy. He just in case LeSean McCoy, he's getting old. He's been injury prone before, so it was just something to look forward to. And now he also gets cut. Nobody picks him on waivers. I don't know. I'd avoid him.
Yeah.
Is Tolbert seriously the backup?
Yeah.
Isn't he 88? Like, how old is he?
He's probably in his 30s, but they have very little.
Gross.
I'm surprised they didn't pick up the Colts sign Matt Jones. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't they sign a guy like that?
Because Matt Jones sucks.
But still.
I mean, sucks.
Mike Tolbert's good.
I don't know. The thing about the Bills though is that they're obviously going to be a running team. Mm-hmm. So if McCoy goes down, they're legitimately a possibility at the number one pick.
I think that's kind of what they're going for.
Are they tanking this year?
Sure looks like it.
I'm completely confused. Is there somebody coming up next year that is just so amazing that they're worth tanking for? Is there a quarterback or something?
I'm hoping that this year I can be more into the college game because
I say that every year.
I have no idea.
I wish I could. I do, it's like college football. What's that? And then I find out okay, this guy won the who won the Heisman? I have no clue.
Year?
Yeah,
last year.
Yeah,
it was Deshaun.
Oh, it was Watson.
Watson.
Was it? Okay, all right. Yeah. But I mean, the Heisman never doesn't necessarily. The Heisman doesn't necessarily mean anything. I mean, for crying out loud, what's his name? Oh gosh, that guy who's a quarterback.
Tim Tebow.
Well, yeah,
Tim Tebow, Manziel, Johnny Manziel.
No, there's a lot of them, but there's just oh gosh, the Heisman does not mean anything anymore. Legitimately, anyway.
It means very little. But
next bit of news. Too much Buffalo.
We talked about Buffalo for too long.
Lamar Jackson. Last year.
Oh,
Troy Smith. That's who I was. Wait, no. Who am I thinking of?
nobody knows and nobody cares anymore, Alex.
Damn it.
Talk about
sorry.
later. That's all right.
Sorry.
I have one more piece of news. It did come out today that the Miami and Tampa Bay game is going to be canceled in lieu of the Irma coming through there and them not wanting to chance it. So it looks like
explosion.
No, let's hope not. But it looks like they're probably going to move it. Oh, yes. I was going to say, hopefully not an actual nuclear explosion.
No.
But yeah, so it's probably going to get moved to week 11 is what I saw.
So does that mean that Miami and Tampa Bay have no real bye week?
No bye week. Yep.
That's bullshit. That is bullshit for those teams. That's complete crap. Go play in a freaking high school. I don't care. Go play the damn game.
That was what I thought at first, but could you imagine not even a full week before you were trying to get it set up an NFL game in a venue where you have to relocate all the seats, sell the tickets. Like, I don't know. It's a lot going on. It would be hard to set that all up.
I don't care. I mean, this is bad for the teams. Like this is. Can you imagine that the team is going to have to play for 16 straight weeks?
Yep.
I mean, it's already bad enough that they would have like teams like, do they still do week 4 or is it now more compressed? I can't even remember at this point.
I think week 4 they started. I never look at bye weeks. Like
I don't either. I don't pay attention to bye weeks either because I mean I don't know. I think if you cater to the bye weeks, then you end up picking worse players.
Yep.
Like I don't think it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't know.
Well, regardless, like this has got some major fancy impact. You're losing Mike Evans. You're losing Jay Ajayi, Jarvis Landry, Devontae Parker.
Mike Evans.
You're losing Jameis Winston. Like there's Jay Cutler. You're losing a lot of viable fantasy options.
I'm super pissed about. Gosh, I just lost his name.
You're good at that tonight.
I'm doing awesome tonight. My wide receiver from Miami, Parker.
Devontae Parker.
Oh my gosh.
Good
guys,
Lord.
I'm done. Peace out. See you.
Van Cleave, it's me and you for the rest of the show.
Done for the night. I can't talk.
Yeah, that's got to suck, though, especially if you sunk a first-round pick in Mike Evans or Jay Ajayi. What?
Take a listen to this real quick. I just need to throw this out here. Okay, so running back, we got McCoy. Backup. Who do you think the legitimate running back backup is?
I thought it was Tolbert. Is it not?
Tolbert is not even the starting fullback.
Well, that's ridiculous.
I'm just looking on our lads, but Joe Banyard is the backup, and then if you remember this adorable SOB, Tywan Jones. Remember him?
Yeah.
Raiders.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then there's Patrick Diamarco, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Very viable fantasy stuff.
So basically, get ready, my poor mother. She won't admit it. She doesn't want to admit that Tyrod's a garbage fire. And she was like, "Oh no, I think it was good that they sent that they sent players out and blah blah." And I'm like, "Mom, I hate to tell you this, they're going to be terrible." "No, they're not, Mom. I love you. Just turn off your TV this year. Don't even do it. Like, just don't."
Yeah,
I feel so bad.
It's going to be bad.
And
it's going to be bad.
Mm. And anyway, I'm sorry. I just had to throw that out there.
It's all right. It's just going to throw a big wrench in everybody's game. And really, you're still getting the same amount of games. You're going to have a bye week in there where you thought you weren't going to have your guys, and you're going to have them. But kind of like, week 1, you just got done with your draft. You want to start your guys, and you're going to have to find replacements for them. You're just going to be looking to your bench a lot sooner than you thought you were. But honestly, they're going to be the only teams on bye, so you should be able to fill it in pretty easily.
In the grand scheme of things, there has to be some guy that has Ajayi, Jaquiz, Parker, and Mike Evans for some reason. Somehow, there's some guy that has all those players, and he's basically like, "Well, I'm done this week."
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's that, whatever. What do? You just move on, fill out your starting lineup. And I went through all my lineups tonight and tried to fix them up as best I could. And I'm still trotting pretty decent teams out there. If you've been drafting depth, like absorbing one or two players, because there are a few teams that I have like Jarvis Landry and Mike Evans, or I have Jay Ajayi and Devontae Parker, or Jacquizz Rodgers and some. But I have a lot of teams that have one or two players, and you can still make it work. I don't think it's going to kill you, but losing your first round pick. And this whole talk with like Ezekiel Elliott, with you sinking a big pick in him and not having for the first 6 weeks, you drafting these guys and losing them for the first game. Like, I'm not really, it makes me, the way that I draft, just want to not really worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, you just look at it and you deal with it. Draft whoever you think is going to be the best, and don't really worry about anything else.
Yeah.
But you guys want to talk about that game anymore? Do you want to get into talking some start sets for week 1?
Let's do some start sets, and I think that anyone that has any players in that game is just thoroughly depressed. And I mean, I'm not super depressed. Honestly, I'm just so excited about Devontae Parker. He's my boy, and I wanted to see him put up like 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. But I just have to wait a week longer. Now, I know that VC, he's much more upset because Mike Evans could be the best wide receiver in the game this year, and he does not have a lot of running backs. He does have a lot of tight ends. Lots of tight ends. Right. No. Was that too far? Was that too far?
That's all right. So for first one, and I took all these right off of tweets that my fantasy league had either retweeted or people had posted on there. So these are all legit teams, and I thought that it would just kind of give us an idea of what people were looking at and kind of what was going through their heads and gauge if we were completely crazy. The first question was, in a full PPR league, would you start Pierre Garçon, Sammy Watkins, or Kareem Hunt in your flex?
I would go Kareem Hunt. I don't. Wait, did you say a PPR?
PPR, full point.
I still think
Pierre Garçon.
You go Garçon, huh? Over Sammy?
I understand. Okay. Well, he's right in choosing. I believe he's right in choosing the two out of those two, because Sammy doesn't get as many catches, and Pierre Garçon is going to get more catches. I just think that when it comes down to it, Hunt is going to be in that passing game still. So I think that he's going to still get those catches and get the carries. So, but I agree. I mean, VC, I agree with you as far as if it were just the two of them, I would pick Garçon.
See, I would pick Watkins personally.
See, I think there's
going to be the ball.
Jared Goff, who looked pretty good in preseason.
Oh God, what is my God?
What were you thinking? He was selling Buffalo?
Yes. I am not right today, guys.
You are the worst.
I am so off today. What is wrong with
Should you be doing this fantasy football show?
I don't know. Guys, I don't know anything about fantasy football, okay? My first day on the job, I have no clue what's going on.
Even with Sammy Watkins going to LA, I still feel that Pierre Garçon would be a better start, just because I think Pierre Garçon's going to get his. Who else are they going to feed it to? I mean, with LA, you got Gurley that they're really wanting to get involved. Cooper Kupp is there. You have the tight end. You got some other people there. They kind of take some targets away from Sammy. And then I think Kareem Hunt. I honestly think they're going to keep him workhorse, but Kareem Hunt is going to be his first game. I think they're going to take it easy on him. I don't think he's going to have workload and take 20 carries and have several and being highly involved in the passing game. But I don't think they're going to just throw him out there. I think it's going to be a split time between him and Sharkander.
What happens if New England gets up real fast in that game? You think they're going to be trotting the rookie running back out there?
I don't think they're going to get up that quick.
You don't think there's a possibility? You can't see a chance for that?
No.
Not a single chance.
Not with their defense.
I mean,
I don't
their
think so
defense is Nah,
I don't.
I don't know.
Let's also,
I think you're
let's also remember-
underestimating.
Okay, no, I think everybody overestimates how good New England is. New England is one of those teams that just kind of like chomps at it a little bit. But the fact is that I don't think they're going to be running away with games. And eventually, there is going to be that year where Brady drops off, and it's coming. And
We'll see.
I don't know. I think that there's just so much like every year that New England's going to be the most amazing team of all time. Well, a lot of times they start out really slow. Like if you look at like, for the last like 4 or 5 years, like their first few weeks, you're like, what's wrong with New England? And then they end up like turning it on toward the end. But I mean, I don't think that this is going to be a runaway game. However, I don't think Sharknado is going to be as much of a part of it as you think because they hate him. They hate him. I mean, he was basically cut before even the preseason started. And if it wasn't for injuries, he wouldn't have a job.
Well, he's still not a rookie running back, and that does make me worried starting him in week 1 is the only thing I'm saying. And I think that you should look at Watkins. I think not starting him, if people, I don't know why you would possibly be scared, but they're playing Indy.
Going up against Vontae Davis.
Nope, Vontae Davis is injured out week 1. So
shocker.
Nope, imagine that.
Imagine that.
So he will not be going against Vontae Davis. So whatever. Garcon, Watkins, Hunt. I start Watkins. Alex, you said you start Hunt, and Josh, you say Garcon. So
yeah,
you're literally in most situations. I'm gonna pick a running back. It doesn't matter.
Yes. They're going up against Carolina secondary. It's not that strong.
Oh yeah, you know who I thought was
totally
going to get.
Right.
You know who I thought was going to get a lot of targets last year in San Francisco? Torrey Smith.
Well, no one thought that except for you because that was the stupidest freaking thing I've ever heard.
He was the only wide receiver. He was
Pierre Garcon has shown more consistency than Torrey Smith has.
Oh, absolutely.
He has shown more consistency, but he's
Pierre
overrated.
Garcon is 10 times as good as Torrey Smith.
Oh, that's the most dumb thing you could have possibly said.
The most dumb thing that could be possibly said was that Torrey Smith was going to be good last year, and we were correct. Oh,
there's nothing to put on the board.
I can't. I'm not going to say he's going to have 10 times the amount.
Well, isn't it not that hard?
So
next,
if Torrey Smith has 200 yards, that means that what he has to have 2,000 yards.
Yes, I'll take that bet. Next start said they didn't say whether it was PPR or not, but let's just assume it is. Would you start Corey? Let's assume that's standard. Corey Coleman or Ty Montgomery? With a flex.
God, that's gross.
Yeah,
I hate that.
I would start Ty Montgomery.
I think
just for the reason because the rookies behind him aren't really going to play that much in the first game, and we don't know how injured Corey Coleman still is.
Or how much he could get, or how much he could get in the game.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I mean, he just seems like he walks out there and gets hurt. So, like, I honestly like but he's one of those guys. He's like Deshaun Jackson. If he doesn't get that one big play for 68 yards and a touchdown, then he's going to walk away for two catches for 30 yards.
You can't say that yet. He was a rookie last year. He was a rookie. He's had one season.
That's the type of player he is. That's exactly the type of. I know what type of player he is.
You know what type of player you think he is.
Oh my God.
I think you're assuming an awful lot.
I don't think I'm assuming an awful lot. I think that I'm basically telling you he is a Deshaun Jackson type player, which is exactly what everyone said about him.
Everyone was saying it. I heard it nonstop. So you take Ty Montgomery easily. No questions asked.
You're talking about me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
I don't know. I'm ready to fist fight, so I don't really know what I want to do. I don't know. I hate Ty Montgomery too. Let's just say Fluke. Kaiser's just the man, and I'm gonna go Coleman.
Wow.
I seriously, if I'm coming down and first off, I hate flex spots. I think they're dumb. But if you have a flex spot and you have to put one of these guys in there, I hate both of them. Choose somebody else.
A lot of people, I think, drafted Ty Montgomery to start for him. I think he had like a sixth round ADP.
Gross.
Yeah. All right. Well, this one's not as gross. This is another full PPR league. Dez versus the Giants, Ty against the Rams, or Demarius against the Chargers.
Oh, I mean, my gut says Ty, but the defense is better than.
You really want Ty with Tolzien throwing it to him?
But see, that's what I think. That's exactly the reason why.
You
use them as a safety net. I think they don't have a tight end.
Who doesn't?
What?
Doyle?
Oh, Doyle, baby.
Doyle. No.
Are you serious?
Let me take a couple steps back on that.
Yes, you do. You do that right now. Oh, Doyle rules.
Oh, Doyle's going to outscore them both.
Yep.
There.
For sure.
That's where I start.
Add him. Add. No, I guess I have to lean toward Dez because I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of the the full secondary of the Giants. I think that they're kind of wishy-washy on defense. You know, they've got some good players, but I don't think that they're like a top-notch unit.
Who, the Giants?
Landry Collins.
I don't know.
Janoris Jenkins.
Okay, yeah, they have. But who's their corners?
Jenkins shut Dez down last year.
Jenkins did? Talk out of my ass, I might be.
Well, that's what you've been doing the whole show, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know anything about anything. I have no clue what I'm doing.
I would feel safer with Ty. I still think Ty is going to be that safety net.
I don't know. How is he a safety net? Does he do a lot of underneath?
Yes, he does.
Man,
he does a lot of underneath routes.
I don't know. I have a feeling that Moncrief is going to go huge, and then you're going to just be pissed.
See, that's
also
the guy who stretches the field.
Dante Moncrief's also questionable for week.
I hate Dante Moncrief so much. He's such a disappointment. Like if I was his parent, I'd be like, you know what? Just get out of the house. Don't come home for Thanksgiving or anything. I don't want you here.
There's no way. I put Ty probably at the bottom of my list on that. It probably goes Dez number 1 for me. With the chance of him getting shut down, I think that Giants-Cowboys game being the first game of the season is going to be a shootout. I think that they're going to be throwing it. You know, Dak seems to like Dez. They seem to have some sort of connection when they're out there. And then I put Demarius below that because that's another game. Broncos Chargers on Monday night that I could see being higher scoring. And Ty, there's just not – I'm too nervous with Luck being out. I think that the Colts could get steamrolled on Sunday.
You know, I think that the one thing that you have to kind of look at with that is that there's only one pairing that has a decent connection, and that's Dez and Dak. Because, I mean, you're talking about Demarius and that jumbled pile of garbage they have at quarterback, or, Ty having Tolzien. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of either one of those. I think that's one of the reasons why I would go Dez. I just feel like Dez.
Are you finally admitting that Dak Prescott is a real deal?
No, none of us were saying that.
That's literally not even close to what I was saying. What I was saying is that I don't want a no.
Alex,
what I was saying is that what?
Just Josh wants to hear what he wants to hear.
I know he wants to hear, but I want to talk about how terrible the backup situation is in Indianapolis, and I want to talk about how terrible the quarterback situation in general is in Denver. And so by default, the best 1-2 punch in that scenario.
Best quarterback ever.
Dak Prescott is better than Scott Tolzien, and he's better than Trevor.
There's so many opportunities for fist fights. I wish that we were together right now.
All right, well, let's all start Dez and move on to the next one. Would you start Allen Robinson, Pierre Garçon, Frank Gore over T.Y. Hilton this week? Kind of piggybacking on that Scott Tolzien hate.
I hate Tolzien.
Could you fathom starting any of those guys over Ty this week?
Wait, who? Sorry,
Allen Robinson, Frank Gore, or Pierre Garçon?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to start anybody over Ty.
It'd be hard. It's going up against the Texans defense. And if they get pressure on Bortles, that's going to be a nightmare. Like I said, we talked about Garcon and his matchup with that secondary.
Oh, you love it. He's going to eat.
I think he is. Call me crazy, but whatever.
You're
I think
crazy.
he's going to eat.
I don't like him.
As long as he doesn't do that damn cereal thing, I'm fine. I hate it. Like it's like stubbing your toe for me. When I see somebody doing that stupid cereal thing, it's like I just stubbed my toe and I'm in a blind rage. Like I can't even help it. Like it's the worst. It is the worst thing.
It's a bad feeling. So you start TY though.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I would say is I could maybe see starting Allen Robinson, but not over T.Y. Hilton. I just can't do it. Now, Blake Bortles is probably just as bad as Scott Tolzien, to be honest.
You're probably absolutely right. That's bad.
Yeah. Staying with Dak from the last one, would you rather start Dak versus the Giants or Carson Palmer versus the Lions?
Oh man, that last year that was like such an easy question, like at this time, and now it's kind of, gosh, I don't know.
You gotta start one of them.
Okay, I'm gonna start Palmer. Last year, I
don't want to say Palmer too, just because I like that matchup better. I think the Lions defense have a weaker defense than the Giants, the best running backs in the NFL. So they're going to be wanting to go for him. And then you saw Larry Fitzgerald there. Palmer.
I feel like,
but just that matchup, though.
Yeah, I feel like it's a coin flip. I'm fine. I don't know. Palmer still scares me. And maybe it's just because, he burnt me in the first half of last season, so I have a hard time with it. But Palmer over Dak week 1. Go ahead and lock it in. Would you start a couple rookie wide receivers here? Would you, if you're in this position, you probably have a deep roster. Would you start Cooper Kupp or Zay Jones? Week 1. Ugh. Yeah.
Zay.
Yeah.
Just because, like, Zay has the most opportunity to become a number 1, and he could the first week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think Cooper Kupp is one of those kind of, preseason darlings, like, the training camp, darling kind of thing. But we don't know how he's going to be used. There's a lot of youth at the wide receiver position. We've completely forgot about the fact that Robert Woods is there. So we don't know how involved these wide receivers are going to be outside of Sammy Watkins. We know that they're going to showcase Sammy Watkins. We know that they're going to be giving the ball to him as much as possible, but we don't know who that complement is going to be. I mean, we still have guys like Pharaoh Cooper that are out there. Like, we don't know. He is still on the team, dude. I didn't even check if Pharaoh Cooper was still on LA.
Who?
Pharaoh Cooper?
Oh, he was last year.
Well, yeah. Did he make the team? I didn't even check to see.
His name's
actually did. He did.
Don't get away from the fact. I don't think it's not gonna sway your decision on this.
He's still on the Rams. Okay, anyway, but
never mind.
And completely. Well, but okay, look at all these players. You outside of Watkins, you've got Cooper Kupp, you've got Woods, you've even got Tavon Austin. You've got you've got so many players that we don't know how that wide receiving core is going to shake out. And so I would be really happy if I had Cooper Kupp. I would not want to be in a position where I needed to start him though, because that's scary to me. Zay Jones might not be great, but I think 5 for 65, and maybe if he lucks into a touchdown, I don't think that's out of the question.
No,
like, I mean, would you be happy with that if you were having to start Zay Jones and he had a line like that? Would you be happy with that?
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
I'd be more than happy about that.
Yeah,
I would agree. I think you'd start Zay Jones out of those two guys.
Zay Jones all day. So I saw a ton of Kareem Hunt ones, just lots and lots of Kareem Hunt questions. Would you start Terrell Pryor or Kareem Hunt?
Do I need to even need to answer this question? I'm gonna go Hunt.
It's that easy for you?
Yeah, starting running back. I literally do not think that they like anything behind him. I think Hunt is going to have an insane amount of work. Insane amount.
So how good would a wide receiver have to be for you to start him over Hunt?
Probably we'll just the player that I'm like where I have I would start to like try to figure it out. Allen Robinson. So that area.
How about you, Van Cleef?
I like the possible workload because we're not sure exactly how Terrell Pryor and Kirk Cousins' chemistry is. But
and there's a lot of mouths to feed in Washington.
There are, but that's all they can do is pass it. I feel like they don't have too much of a running game.
Well, they don't have too much of a passing game. I mean, to be honest, because Alex Smith, garbage, complete garbage.
I was talking about the Redskins.
What?
He thinks he's funny. He's not.
I'm hilarious.
Okay, I guess if I had to pick one,
Pickett.
Hunt.
Pickett.
Okay, I say Terrell Pryor. Alex, I want to make some sort of bet for week 1.
All right.
Involving wide receivers over Kareem Hunt.
Ooh.
But I'm not exactly sure how to do it.
I'm pulling it up right now. Let's do this thing. Come on, baby. Come on.
So I would take Sammy Watkins over Kareem Hunt, and I'd take Terrell Pryor over Kareem Hunt. Like, can I get one more wide receiver, and if any of the 3 outscore him, I win?
Ooh, I don't know, man. That's a lot of opportunity for you there.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not really.
You seemed very, very confident when you were saying.
Well, I'm confident in that like on one-on-one. Am I so confident that if I pick 3 top 24 wide receivers,
right. And that's kind of what I was thinking. Like I would take Sammy Watkins as 1, and then if you gave me some sort of range to pick another one.
Oh man, I don't know.
I don't love Kareem Hunt this week. Like, I think that he's going to have a good opportunity, and maybe he is. Maybe he's going to show us all that like he deserves to be started out there as a 3rd round running back 1 for your team. But right now, I'm pumping the brakes on that. And
Romine is against Kareem Hunt. Jump all over that, Alex.
Yeah. I mean, I totally know. I'm just trying to find the right combination because I mean, really, I want just like mid-range wide receivers. I don't know. Okay, wait. Here's a good one. Okay, what is the ADP for Kareem Hunt right now?
High.
Well, that's.
I can pull it up.
Yeah.
Well, if you keep talking.
Okay. Well, my idea is you then pick a wide receiver that's around that.
Just one? Go head to head?
Yeah, come on.
I think that going wide receiver, like there's such a higher floor with running backs. I feel that's why I feel like you should give me 2.
I'll give you 2. I'm not giving you 3.
Okay. I can live with that. I can live with 2.
And it's got to be in the or basically in the round, for the most part.
God, I feel like I don't trust Fantasy Pros. Fantasy Pros has him at where did he just go? Like 49th, running back 21. There's no way.
No way.
There.
No way.
Behind CJ Anderson, there's
Yeah,
literally no way. That's got to be wrong. How about Fantasy Football Calculator? Where they got him at? Because he's just in like a lot of these ADP calculators have been running all off season. So I wish there was a way to like take it for like the last 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like just take the data from the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I feel like that would give us a lot better idea. Okay. Fantasy Football Calculator has him at 27th overall.
That makes
302.
sense.
That makes way more sense.
Okay. Let's grab a couple of.
I was gonna say the wide receivers on like right before him are the three before him are Brandon Cooks, Amari Cooper, and Doug Baldwin. The three behind him are T.Y. Hilton, Keenan Allen, and DeAndre Hopkins.
Pick one before
and one after.
And one after.
Okay, that seems fair.
Oh gosh. Oh man, this is a bad bet for you, Alex. Those are some top wide receivers.
Yeah. I would say give me and I'm gonna end up. Well, I feel like whatever I'm gonna do is gonna be wrong now. Give me Amari Cooper.
Okay.
And give me. I don't want TY because I just got done smacking on how much I thought he was gonna suck this week. Give me Keenan Allen.
Okay, Amari Cooper
and Keenan Allen versus Kareem Hunt.
Keenan Allen will score more than
nothing says
Kareem
listen to my podcast.
Hunt.
Like listening to Alex type on his phone.
I'm getting it done.
PPR. I'm assuming PPR. I'm assuming
every time we do this, we always go by our. We're going by our.
Okay, that's cool.
We're going by pride. I mean, all of our things go by pride. So.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, cool. Perfect. Well, on that note, let's close out the show and go through some trades. Just a few trades I saw people post online. Just give me real quick. You guys tell me which side you want. 10-team, half point per reception. Melvin Gordon for Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Crowell.
That's kind of interesting.
I kind of like the Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Crowell. I mean, you're getting two starting running backs for, legitimately, Crowell, for all the bashing that I do. I mean, he's I think he's an RB2, and I think that Kareem Hunt has the ability to be an RB1, and I know that Crowell has the upside of an RB1. Melvin Gordon, we've seen both sides of him. I don't know.
Give me your answer, Alex. I said
I'm sorry. I kind of did. I like that. I'm gonna get the two starting running backs.
Josh.
Running backs. I like Kareem Hunt and
God, no way. Give me Melvin Gordon all day. Give me the best player in that deal. I'll take it. I'm all.
And then he snaps his leg.
Yeah, right. Dead.
That's why you haven't won fantasy.
I've won a lot of fantasy.
Sure. Yeah, I know. You've won. Yeah, I know. We know.
Just like the big. Just check out how big a fish I caught.
oh, fish stories.
How'd you do last year, VC?
Oh shit. Uh-oh.
In which league?
Either
Job
one.
Talk.
Either one. How'd you do?
Job
I forgot.
Talk.
Who won Pridetastic?
He had a tough
year.
year.
Yeah, that was me. I never win anything. Anyways, Derek Carr and
already made my decision.
Derek Carr and CJ Procise or Andrew Luck.
Okay, Derek Carr and CJ Procise for Andrew Luck. That's a stupid ass trade, but I would take Derek Carr and CJ Procise, I guess. That doesn't make any sense.
You get the extra player.
Why?
Yeah,
that's a stupid trade.
Andrew Luck is way better than Derek Carr.
Yeah, so much better because he can't even fucking stay on the field.
Easy.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
He is a better quarterback, but the differential between the points with them in fantasy
You get the extra player, CJ
But
Prosise,
isn't
which he may not
That's
be
a
playing.
dumb player. That's just a dumb player to get. Like, at least get Jamal Williams. Like somebody that has some upside. Like, I feel like Prosise is just kind of he's this often injured like guy that you're just going to throw in on bye weeks. Like, that's just a dumb trade to make. If you already have Andrew Luck, or if you have, I don't know. That's a dumb trade, but I would still, I guess, to get the extra player. But that trade should never even happen. It's stupid.
I think it's probably dynasty, and I'd take Luck. Lamar Miller and Kobe Fleener for Devontae Parker and a 2018 second-round rookie pick.
One more time.
Lamar Miller, and Kobe Fleener for Devontae Parker and a 2018 second-round rookie pick.
Give me Lamar Miller and Fleener, I guess. I don't know. That's a gross one, too.
Give me
People know how to trade.
Give me Devontae Parker in the 2018 draft pick.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I could live with that too.
I could honestly, I could go either way, but this is a crap. They don't know how to trade.
Why don't they know how to trade?
I don't know. It's just boring. Like, I mean,
why is that boring?
Yes,
What if you need to get? What?
Okay, so you got a starting running back versus a wide receiver. That's, I mean, like, yeah, I'm in love with him, but I would never trade, because basically you're trading a starting running back for an up and coming wide receiver that you're still not sure about, and then you're trading Fleener for a second, which I think you're getting a little bit extra on the Fleener trade. I don't know. That's just stupid.
I don't think it's
these
that
are all
stupid.
Roman trade.
I guess I don't know.
These
like,
are all normal people trades that people post online. So, yep, it is a Romine trade. I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, he's getting real rowdy. He's
Well,
getting real rowdy.
When you say stupid things, then
Wow.
you get
Wow. It's getting
All right,
rowdy in here.
I take the Devontae Parker side because I'm losing hope in Lamar Miller. Stephon Diggs.
Whoa.
I
Somebody, hold on. Guys, 10:56 on September 5th. End of an era.
16 team point per reception league. Stephon Diggs for Mike Gillislee in a 2018 first round pick, which projects to be a late pick.
It's a redraft league?
Dynasty.
Dynasty, right?
Dynasty.
Yes, Dynasty.
I go Gillislee in the first pick.
I think I would keep Stephon Diggs.
I take Stephon Diggs too.
Because if you think about it, like, think about how I mean, and we actually have decent, our auction trade or auction drafts are actually decent because we kind of build in turnover in a full out dynasty at the back end of a first round in a 16 team. Let's say it's 11. What are you looking at? You're not looking at a lot.
Exactly. I take Stephon Diggs. Redraft league. Zeke and Martavis Bryant for Michael Crabtree, Carlos Hyde, and Mike Gillislee. Somebody really posted that.
The first one, I want
easily,
Zeke.
right?
Like, that's not even a.
If people are scared of Zeke and redraft, don't be. Take Zeke and Martavis Bryant all day. I don't need your answer, DC.
Absolutely.
T.Y. Hilton for DeAndre Hopkins in a 2018 second round.
What?
By the way, T.Y. Hilton in exchange for DeAndre Hopkins in a
Hopkins
second.
in the second. Yeah.
That easy?
That's easy. Yeah.
DC, I do want your opinion on this one.
I'll go Hopkins in a second.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got the saying like how much that late first round pick is not really.
I don't. Oh wait, this is the same setup.
Nope.
No, well, okay. What do you mean?
I mean, a second round rookie pick. You just said that a late first round in a 16 team league isn't worth very much. A second round in a regular league is going to be around the same value.
I don't think I quite heard your rookie part of it, but I don't know. I look at those two as almost equal. Like I think that they can put up the same amount of production. So if you can get something out of it,
sure. I think people probably value T.Y. Hilton higher.
Yeah, and I understand that. I think it has a lot to do with how you value your players too, because I think that a lot of T.Y.'s value is simply on luck, and that's shaky right now. And I think that we've seen him Hopkins not do well with maybe the worst starting quarterback in history, but he was decent with like a journeyman. Yeah. So I think that the skill set is there, and so I think that they have better quarterback situation than they did last year. So I think it's only going to get up from here.
All right, DeAndre Hopkins side on that one. How about in a non-PPR redraft league, would you trade Brandon Cooks and Hunter Henry for Stephon Diggs and Travis Kelce?
Yes.
You want the Diggs and Travis Kelce side, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What was the first part?
Brandon Cooks and Hunter Henry.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd want Diggs and Kelce.
I think that the whole reason of that, with it being non-PPR, is Diggs loses some of his value because he doesn't score a lot, just catches the ball a lot. But I would take the Stephon Diggs and Travis Kelce side. And
eventually, you would assume that
value is way inflated right now.
Oh my gosh, it's so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
It's so stupid. I don't understand why people are so dumb.
Yeah.
I tried selling high on Cooks right now.
I would get if that's what you should do. If you have Cooks, get rid of him. Get rid of him now. Because he is so overinflated. Okay, do you think that as far as the skill set that Brandon Cooks has, that Tom Brady is better or worse than Brees? Legitimate. I think that Tom Brady is worse for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we've really seen. I know Brandon Cooks has been boxed into what he did in New Orleans. I think that he's more of a player than that. I think that he has really, really good hands, and he is really fast. But I think that he's a good route runner, and I don't think that you should totally sleep on him. But I think that you're right that his value right now is probably the highest it's going to be. I don't think it's going to get much lower. And I own him, obviously, in our main league. And I'm not really considering trading him right now. So I kind of need him, though. How about, would you rather have DeAndre Hopkins and Brandon Cooks or David Johnson and Devontae Adams?
That's a ridiculous question. That's completely.
One more time. What was the first part of it?
DeAndre Hopkins and Brandon Cooks or David Johnson and Devontae Adams?
Wow. David Johnson.
I mean, is that really a question? Like,
yeah, that's a legit question. I think that you overestimate listeners. People are going to trade for name value right now. Like, I know David Johnson's your number one, but people hear hype.
He's the best player in the NFL.
Yep.
Like, and I don't even think it's like I don't know. I don't even think it's quite that close. Like, I think when like normally there's like some discrepancy, like you can kind of like. I personally think that he is just the best player in the NFL.
I think Le'Veon Bell's real close.
I don't know. I still think that there's enough questions about him. Like, we don't know how he's going to react and how he's going to do on things. Like, there's enough like questions in your head, and then he has an injury history as well that I think that right now, to me, he's all like David Johnson is a quote unquote sure thing, and Le'Veon Bell still in the back of your head until he's kind of injury and pot free for at least like a season. It's going to be a little bit of a problem.
And you know how much I love David Johnson, but this is just his third year. We saw one really great season from him, and that's really it. We saw a pretty good end of his rookie year. Like, saw what he could do. We've really only seen one great season with him.
6,000 yards. 6,000 yards this year.
Oh, okay. Take that bet.
Put it on the board.
Put it on the board. kind of right in that same. I put these two together because they both had Devontae Adams in it. Would you trade Le'Veon Bell and Devontae Adams for Melvin Gordon and Amari Cooper?
Yes. Or I mean, no. Like I'd want the first grouping.
The Bell side.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I was surprised. VC.
Sorry.
That actually one's a tough one. Is this dynasty or standard?
They
Like our
didn't
server
say.
draft?
They didn't say.
Le'Veon's only like 25 though, isn't he? I mean, so it's
Yeah.
not like
I think you're probably talking Amari Cooper versus Devontae Adams. Is that a big enough gap for you?
it's like 2 years.
Yeah.
Or a year.
Yeah.
Amari
But-
Cooper
but-
could be a
yeah.
top 5 wide receiver. You know what I mean?
Like that, having Amari Cooper on that side really adds value to the Melvin Gordon because Le'Veon Bell by far over Melvin Gordon.
Mhm.
But then
Yeah, you're right.
it's
That
just,
does-
it evens out a little bit. But I mean, Le'Veon Bell, he is the number 2 running back.
It's
Man,
closer.
That was a tough call. It
Yeah.
is a lot closer. Give me Melvin Gordon, Amari Cooper. I don't know why, but I just want to go with that.
Okay. I take the Le'Veon Bell side on that. I always like getting the best player.
And I don't think you're wrong for picking either side
Mhm.
of that.
No, that's a good trade.
I'm just down on Le'Veon Bell this year. I just something just doesn't feel right with him. You know, having that holdout and stuff. Yeah, he's in shape, but is he in football shape?
Yeah.
You know, so
Well, he's
I don't
been
know.
weird about the whole thing too, so I get that. All right, I have one more. Would you rather? Which side do you want? Terrell Pryor, Zach Ertz, Tyrell Williams, or Brandon Cooks and Jordan Reed? It was Pryor, Ertz, and Tyrell Williams, or Brandon Cooks and Jordan Reed.
Brandon Cooks, Jordan Reed.
If it was, man.
I just think you
actually
get better
think I'll go
players.
with the
there.
I actually think I go with the Terrell Pryor, Zach Ertz, and Terrell Williams.
Really? Why?
Yeah, it's
Why?
like it's
Because
just
I'm
like
worried.
garbage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried about Reed staying healthy.
Sure.
Brandon Cooks, hit or miss. We don't know what he's going to be like in that offense.
You don't know yet. That's the thing.
We don't know. You're not getting. I mean, you're not getting like super players. I mean, if Jordan Reed hits, he's a top tight end.
Yeah.
Can be a top 5 receiver. It just depends on the week. You're getting crap, but you're getting a lot of number 2s, I should say.
I guess
Yeah.
it depends on what else you have on your
Number two,
team
one-
too. Like I think
Right.
that's another thing that like is
Yeah.
kind of missing from these trades. Like we can look at it and say, well, that was such a stupid trade. But okay, if if it's a dynasty and they
Right.
happen to have 3 running backs that are already there, like top, like they somehow have worked out some way to have Le'Veon Bell, David Johnson, and I don't know, Melvin Gordon, or somehow they've got these ridiculous players, so they're getting rid of these other players to fill in gaps. Then
Yeah.
I mean that's completely so we don't know the whole
Right.
we don't know the whole story, and so it's a little bit hard to completely judge these.
Sure, and obviously, like you said, like depending on what your team says, it could change. But like at least this gives you an idea of where to start from, where you're
Yeah.
going to start your value, because that is what I always find with is I tend to be the person sending out trade offers. I get very few trade offers anymore, and I don't know why that is, but normally I am the one that has to seek people out and attempt to trade with them, pretty much in all my leagues. But
You're the John.
I'm the John.
Yeah, like going after a prostitute.
I get it. I see what you did there. Funny. But anyway, I don't ever want to sell myself short. You know what I mean? Like when you send, one of the worst feelings in the world is when you send out a trade offer and it gets auto accepted. Like somebody just snap accepts it. You're like, oh shit, what'd I do? Was
Yeah.
that bad trade? You're automatically questioning yourself. So, and
Like when I sent a trade for Emmanuel Sanders for Ryan Matthews, and he said yes, Or no. He said, like, I said, who do you want? And he said Ryan Matthews, and I'm just like,
Yes.
trying to send the trade.
Your heart's beating so fast.
Send it now. Send it.
Yep, I know that feeling. And that's a good feeling. I like those.
Oh
ones.
yeah.
But anyway, don't be afraid to trade. It makes it more fun. And don't over trade, but still have a good time. Like, I always like to engage offers. I have one guy in a league that I've never played with before that has sent me like nine trades in the last 3 days, and they're all garbage.
9 trades?
Yes, he just keeps sending them over and over and over again. And so I have started just responding with, like, I'll offer the New York Giants for LaShawn McCoy. Like, so he is stopped now. But get on there, be active in your leagues. It makes it more fun. But we appreciate you guys listening. This time next week, we will be talking about real football games that actually happened and actually counted. And hopefully we are all undefeated in our fantasy leagues. But that's probably not going to happen for some of us. Right, Alex?
Wow.
Whoa.
I hope I'm the only one that has one, because all your shit talk, I'm going to tear you apart.
Yeah.
I'm going to rip you apart, and I can't wait until David Johnson runs all over your face.
Well,
200 all-purpose yards, bitch.
that could happen.
Ready.
That could happen. But if you're still out there, follow us on Twitter, 4horsemenpod. Send us emails, 4horsemenpod@gmail.com. Have a great night. Peace.